Our outstanding alumnus grew up along the banks of the Pigeon River in Hartford, Tennessee. He was the first in his family to graduate from college with a history degree from ETSU in 1970. He then moved across the state to study law. He received his degree from Memphis State University in 1974 and entered private practice the following year. In the late 1970s, he served as an assistant United States District Attorney, where he was responsible for a number of successful prosecutions. A few years later, he left the U.S. Attorney's Office and began his career as a defense attorney, where he defended numerous high-profile, white-collar federal prosecutions. In the late 1980s, he began focusing on consumer class action cases. He helped landowners receive millions of dollars from the corporate owners of the upstream paper mill that polluted his beloved Pigeon River. In fact, our outstanding alumnus, groundbreaking cases have resulted in numerous land-making decisions and settlements. He is recognized as a pioneer in antitrust law for his advocacy of consumer rights against powerful corporations, but he never forgot where he got his start. In January of 2013, he gave a substantial gift toward the completion of the new indoor basketball practice facility at ETSU. Because of his generosity and kindness, the facility was named in his honor. It is my pleasure to present the Outstanding Alumnus Award to Mr. Gordon Ball.
Thank you for allowing me to be on stage with such wonderful people and to receive the Alumni Award along with this great lady. Let's give her a hand. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the one person who made it possible for me to be standing here tonight. In the fall of 1967, they were killing people in Vietnam. And I received in the mail one day a notice, and it says, "You are inducted into the armed services. Congratulations." I asked for a 1/4 deferment so I could make up the 3 hours I was behind. And like the idiot that I basically am, I took a math course. And now anyone who knows me knows I know nothing about math. And it met on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4:30. I was a suitcaser, so I went home. I missed 13 straight pop quizzes on Friday. I go in to take the final exam, and I have to make 150 out of a possible 100. I take the final exam in about 10 minutes, and I go up and I hand it to the professor, and God bless her. Her name was Miss Midget. I'll never forget Miss Midget. And I said, "Could I see you outside?" And she came outside in the hall. And I said, "Look, if I don't get a D in this course, I'm going to Vietnam and I'm going to get killed." And she gave me a D. And that's why I'm standing here tonight. So, thank you, Miss Midget, wherever you are. You know, 13 years later, I came back and I was running for Congress, again to show you how smart I am. I was running against Jimmy Quillen, and as a Democrat in the 1st District, and I took her to lunch, and we had a great time. You know, in this life, there are 3 kinds of people that you always remember. You always remember the people that are kind to you. And you always remember the people that are not kind to you. And the third kind of people you always remember are the people that are kind to your children. And I want to tell you, there are some people in this audience tonight that I have to thank. And my son, one of my sons, my other son, Lance, is here tonight. But my son, Tanner, came to school here after he graduated from UT. And he came up to work for Murray on the basketball team, for Murray Bartow. And Dick stole him, and Joanne, and they kept him for a year and a half and made him grow up. And it was the best thing that ever happened to my son Tanner, coming to East Tennessee State University. And I want to thank Joanne and Dick and the athletic staff, Steve, Brittany, all of you guys for making Tanner grow up and helping our family. As I look out over this crowd tonight, I see basically my life. And I want to introduce you to my mom is still here. You stand up. And Lance. But I would totally be remiss if I didn't say a word or two about 3 or 4 people in this crowd. And there's Roy Campbell from Newport, who gave me my first job as a lawyer and fired me a month later. And it was the best thing that ever happened to him, probably, to get rid of me. Charles Lewis Moore, Tommy Smith, Charlie Benson have all been with me all my life and such great friends. But ETSU gave me my start. And ETSU has been basically my life. And it's so wonderful that I've been able to give back just a little bit for what ETSU gave me. Because without giving a son of Cott County a chance at an education, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be speaking to you tonight. So I want to thank all of you for being here and supporting ETSU, and I can't wait till we beat the Lady Vols.